I swallowed my tears in crowded rooms, learned how to laugh when my heart was bruised. You told your stories like nothing hurt, while I stitched silence into every word. I memorized your joy line by line, while mine stayed hidden behind. I'm fine. I held your hand through my breaking days. You never noticed how much it weighed. I bent myself into something small, so you never feel the fall at all. You shine so bright in your careless ease. I dim myself just to keep the peace. You called it love, but love should see the quiet pain living inside of me. I cried while you smiled, fell apart in denial. I was drowning right next to you, and you never felt the tide pull me under too. I broke in ways you never knew. I cried while you smiled through the truth. I turned my suffering into grace, made excuses to protect your name. I learned how to ache without making noise, how to lose myself and still give you choice. You mistook my loyalty for strength, never questioned how much it took to stay. I don't blame you for being okay, I blame myself for loving this way, for hoping you noticed the cracks in my tone, for believing love meant crying alone. Some people heal while others pretend. Some hearts break quietly so others can win. I cried while you smiled, wore pain like it was mild. I was fading right in your arms. You were safe from every alarm. I needed you more than you ever knew. I cried while you smiled through the truth. How to feel out loud, how to stop shrinking to make you proud. If loving means losing who I am inside, I'd rather heal than cry while you smile. Footsteps before I learned your fears, counted the pauses in the way you breathe near me. Every word I swallowed became a bruise in my chest, because loving you out loud felt like asking to lose you. I smiled when you spoke about forever so casually, as if it wasn't cutting me open each time you looked away. My heart stayed standing in rooms you never entered, waiting politely, pretending it didn't ache. I loved in silence, where my tears had no witnesses, where my hands never reached for what they wanted most. I carried your name like a secret I was ashamed of, protecting you from a truth that was destroying me. You leaned on me when the world felt heavy, past my pain like it was furniture. I became the place you rested, not the place you stayed. A temporary shelter you never planned to keep. Every it's nothing I said was a quiet betrayal of myself. Every night I chose you over honesty. I disappear more. I told myself love meant patience without limits, but patience turned into permission for you to ignore me. I loved in silence until my voice forgot its sound, until my heart learned how to break without making noise. I was loyal to a feeling you never claimed, faithful to a story you didn't know you were writing. One day I realized love shouldn't feel like hiding, shouldn't ask me to shrink so someone else feels tall. I let go without a scene, without blame or drama, because silence was the only way I ever loved you. Now I speak to myself with the softness I gave away, learning that being chosen starts with choosing me. You were a chapter written between unspoken lines, and I survived a love that never heard my voice. I held myself together with borrowed hope, telling my heart you would learn how to stay. I kept forgiving the weight of your absence, calling it love when it felt like delay. You saw the cracks forming under my smile, heard my voice trembling when I said I was fine. You chose comfort over courage every time, and left me alone on the edge of your indecision. You let me break slowly in front of you, piece by piece without reaching out. You watched me bleed in quiet ways, then acted surprised when I fell apart. I asked for honesty in the smallest words, for effort that didn't feel forced. You gave me silence dressed up as patience, and taught me how loneliness sounds in love. I stayed when leaving would have saved me, because I believed in what you promised to be. I loved the potential more than the truth, and paid for it with parts of me. You let me break while you stayed whole, took what I gave and asked for more. I was rebuilding you with my own hands while you stepped over the wreckage on the floor. Every tear was a warning, and I ignored every doubt, a door I refused to open. I thought love meant enduring the pain, not realizing I was being chosen last. Now I see how gentle love should feel, ooh, how it shouldn't cost me my voice. You didn't push me to the ground, ooh, you just never pulled me back up. You let me break and that was your choice, not loving me enough to protect my heart. I'm leaving with scars you'll never carry, and strength you'll never know you gave me. Catch your name inside my silence. Told myself I'd be okay with time. Every goodbye I practiced saying never sounded real, never sounded like mine. I learned how to breathe without your shadow, but then I'd still know your shape. I act stronger than I feel inside, yet love keeps finding ways to ache. I swear I'm done believing in maybes, done waiting for you to choose. But every time I close my eyes, I'm still reaching for the truth of you. My heart still hopes when it shouldn't dare, still saves a place you never claimed. I tell myself I'm letting go, but love doesn't listen to what I say. Even when my mind knows better, even when the past still hurts the most, I'm walking forward with broken faith while my heart still hopes. I remember promises said softly, like they were scared of being real. You held my hands but not my future, left me guessing how you feel. I loved you in unfinished sentences, in plans that never got a chance. You left before the story settled, and I stayed behind with the romance. I learned the difference between missing and being missed in return. Still there's a part of me that waits even after everything I've learned. My heart still hopes and it should be tired, still believes you might come back changed. I burned the letters, cleared the space, but something in me stays the same. I smile like I've made peace with loss. I say I'm stronger than before, but every goodbye I've ever met was weaker than my heart's hope. Maybe hope is just a habit I can't break, or love that never found a place to land. I know I deserve a safer kind of feeling, not loving someone who won't understand. If you ever wonder what you left behind, it's not just tears or wasted time. It's a heart that tried to stop believing but never crossed that line. My heart still hopes, and that's my truth. Even when I'm learning how to heal, I'm choosing myself one day at a time. Even if the longing still feels real, I won't wait for you to come back home. I won't beg the past to change. I'm moving on with open scars while my heart still hopes. One day hope will soften into peace, and your name won't make me ache. Until then I'll love a little wiser and forgive my heart for hoping anyway. scanned your moods before you spoke, read your silence like a warning sign. I bent myself into your comfort, called it love and called it fine. I smiled through doubts I never asked you, hid my fear behind my pride. I kept believing you would notice how much of me I left inside. You thought my heart was steady breathing, you never saw it hold its breath. I made it look so easy loving you, you never felt the weight I kept. I loved you more than you knew, more than I ever let you see. I stayed quiet when I was breaking so you wouldn't feel guilty. You thought my love was simple, calm and true, but it was deeper than the truth you knew. I loved you in ways you never felt, and that's what broke me too. I celebrated you in private, defended you when you were wrong. I chose your peace over my answers, told myself I was being strong. I memorized the sound of leaving every time you pulled away. I loved you through the disappointment you didn't notice when you stayed. You saw my patience as forever, not as something slowly torn. You never asked what it cost me to keep loving you this warm. I loved you more than you knew, more than your heart could ever hold. I gave you chances dressed as loyalty and called neglect being hopeful. You thought I'd always understand you, no matter what you put me through. I kept forgiving what you never fixed, because I loved you more than you knew. Love shouldn't feel like disappearing or proving you're enough each day. I shrank myself to fit your distance, then blame my heart for feeling pain. If you ever wonder why I left quietly, why I didn't fight or accuse, it's because I was exhausted from loving you the way I do. I loved you more than you knew, but I'm learning to love me now. I won't beg for half a feeling or wait for you to figure it out. You lost someone who chose you fully, even when it hurt her too. I walked away with open scars, still knowing I loved you more than you knew. One day this love will stop aching and just become something I survived. But you will always be the one I love too deeply to stay alive. I was still bleeding from yesterday, still learning how to breathe again. You promised you would stay a while, but promises fade faster than pain. I showed you parts I kept hidden, my fragile truth, my quiet fear. You touched the wound and called it love, then disappeared when it got real. I wasn't asking you to save me, I just needed time and truth. But you got tired of my hurting before my heart could make it through. You left before I healed, before the scars could close. You walked away while I was breaking, left me alone with what you chose. I was still learning how to trust again, still finding strength inside myself. You said you loved me for who I was, but you left before I healed. I tried to be easy to love, pretended I was already whole. I laughed when I wanted to cry, just so you wouldn't let me go. I swallowed words I should have spoken, afraid my truth would make you run. I needed patience, I needed time, but waiting wasn't what you wanted done. You saw my pain as inconvenience, not a storm that needed care. You wanted love without the damage, but I came with cracks already there. You left before I healed, before I learned to feel safe again. You left when loving me got heavy, when I needed you, not just a friend. I was still fighting ghosts inside me, still trying not to fall apart. You didn't break me with your leaving, you broke me with the way you started. Love shouldn't feel like a deadline or something you rush through. If you love me even halfway, you would have stayed while I was blue. I didn't need perfection, I needed honesty and time, but you chose peace for yourself and left me drowning in mine. You left before I healed, and I finally understand. Some people love the idea of you, not the mess you truly are. I'm picking up the pieces slowly, learning how to stand alone. You didn't leave because I was broken, you left because you couldn't hold. One day I'll love without flinching, without fear of being left, but you'll always be the one who walked away before I healed. I lit myself on fire just to feel us warm, held the night together while you slept through storms. I learned your silence better than my own name, called it patience while it slowly turned to pain. I kept believing effort could be shared, but love shouldn't feel like one soul always there. I traced your absence in the space you left, fed on memories like they were all I had left. I smiled for you when my chest was caving in, told myself loyalty would someday win. I gave you days I'll never get back, you gave me reasons I kept trying to lack. You stood in comfort while I stood in flame, calling it love while avoiding the blame. I was the love that burned alone, lighting the dark with a borrowed hope. You felt the warmth but not the cost. I paid in pieces, you paid in none. I stayed when staying broke my spine. You watched me fade and called it time. I was the fire, you were the calm. I was the love that burned alone. I learned how to beg without making a sound, how to stay loyal while being let down. I carried us both when my legs were weak, called it devotion, not a cry for relief. You said my heart was too intense, but love isn't shallow, it's not convenient. I don't regret loving the way that I did, I regret believing you felt the same thing. Some hearts give shelter, some just take heat. beside the fire and see. I was the love that burned alone, holding us up with a breaking soul. You held my hand but never stayed. I fought for us, you walked away. I turned away so you could breathe. You left before the smoke reached you. I was the fire, you were gone. I was the love that burned alone. Now I'm learning how to glow without pain, how to love without losing my name. The fire still lives, but it's finally home. No longer the love that burned alone. I gave you the parts I was scared to lose, the softest truths I never let through. I trusted your hands with my fragile side, while I hid every warning buried inside. I loved you in ways that cost me sleep. You took what I couldn't afford to keep. I stayed when leaving felt overdue, told myself pain was proof of you. I ignored the ache growing in my chest, called it patience when it was emptiness. I watered us until I ran dry. You drank my hope and asked me why. I mistook your comfort for care, and silence for something we shared. You took what I couldn't keep, my faith, my fire, my belief. I handed you love without defense. You walked away without consequence. I broke so you could feel complete. You took what I couldn't keep. I folded my needs into your days, made myself small in 1,000 ways. I forgave things I should have named just to stop us from ending in flames. I called it love when it was grief, losing myself quiet underneath. I don't hate you for letting go, I hate myself for loving so slow, for hoping you choose me in the end, for thinking payment we transcend. Some lessons come wrapped in goodbye. Some loves are meant to show you why. You took what I couldn't keep, my innocence, my need to believe. I stayed loyal to a breaking dream. You left lighter than you'd ever been. I paid the price so you could sleep. You took what I couldn't keep. You took what I couldn't keep. Now I'm learning how to hold my heart, not give it away just to fall apart. If loving means losing pieces of me, I'll choose myself and finally be free. You took what I couldn't keep. I learned your face through half-kept promises, memorized your voice when it slipped away. I smiled in rooms where you never chose me, told myself silence was how love stays. I stood beside you but never in sight, always the secret you wouldn't claim. I shrank my needs so you wouldn't run, called loneliness patience, called wait and trust. I swallow questions that burn my throat, pretended hope wasn't turning to dust. You shine so bright in everyone's eyes, while I faded when no one looked. I loved you quietly, painfully true, while you loved me only when it suited you. I loved in shadows, never in light, never your choice, only a night. I held your hand but lost my place, standing behind you, erased. I gave you everything I could give. You let me love where love couldn't live. I defended you when doubt fell out, protected your name while mine broke down. I made excuses for every wound, called it death when it was a bruise. I stayed loyal to the version of you that only existed when I was alone. I don't blame you for being who you are. I blame myself for ignoring the scars, for hoping someday you'd finally see that loving you was costing me. Some hearts don't cheat, they just disappear, leaving you faithful to empty air. I loved in shadows, out of sight, never your future, just your night. I was the comfort you never chose, the truth you avoided, the door you closed. I broke myself just to fit your world. You never noticed the girl I was. Now I'm stepping into my own name, learning love shouldn't feel like shame. If I ever love again, it won't be this way. I won't disappear so someone can stay. I showed you my softest corners, the parts I usually hide. I trusted your hands with my trembling, believed you would stay inside. But you kept me at arm's length, smiling like love and me came with rules. I felt you close but never steady, like I was always something to lose. I read your silence like scripture, searching for hope between the lines. I learned how to wait without asking, how to call neglect a sign. You spoke of forever so lightly, while I carried the weight of us both. I gave you a heart that was ready. You touched it but never held close. You didn't leave all at once, you left in pieces in ways hard to prove. You loved me enough to keep me near, but never enough to choose. I gave you warmth, I gave you truth. You kept your distance and excuses. I bled devotion, stayed open and whole for the heart you didn't hold. I learned your moods, your shadows, made space for your doubt and fear. I shrank my needs to fit your comfort, so you wouldn't disappear. gentle when I was breaking, patient when I was alone. I kept believing effort was love, but effort doesn't feel like home. Some wounds are made by cruelty. They're made by hands that hesitate, by someone who cares in theory, but never shows up too late. You didn't hurt me with anger, you hurt me by standing still, watching my love reach for you, knowing you never would. You loved me enough to stay a while, but not enough to fight. I gave you mornings, I gave you dreams. You only wanted nights. I offer a soul that was vulnerable and bold, for the heart you didn't hold. I won't beg love to be certain again, or teach someone how to stay.